Hey friends, welcome to Hot News. We're going to go over the latest tech news that is happening on the course of the internet, and I must just apologize right up front if I am gloating during this first portion of the tech news, because I feel like I called this from a decade away. Google Stadia reporting that they are shutting down their game studios. That is with the industry veteran Jade Raymond, who they brought in as like the big person to lead these studios. She is no longer with the company, and Google saying that creating best-in-class games from the ground up takes many years and significant investment, and the cost is going up exponentially. Given our focus on building on the improving technology of Stadia, as well as deepening our business partnerships, we've decided that we will not be investing further in bringing exclusive content from our internal development team, SG&E, beyond any near-term planned games. My goodness, this was so clear from the very beginning that they were biting on more than they could chew. They wanted to make a game studio as well as a game platform, and it's just so clear from Google's history of tossing cash at any side project that interested them that it was going to end up this way. And that's on top of the fact that when they initially launched it, they said it won't be 4 years before gamers get to see the new exclusive exciting content. There will be some coming out every year and more each year. 4 years. That's what they said it was initially going to cost. And now, just not even 2 years into the exact launch of Stadia, and they're dropping the bucket. They're off. It's not the right euphemism, but they're done. It's not a good look for Stadia for anybody who has hopes for the platform as a whole. I think this is kind of just the canary in the coal mine. It's the start of Google learning to pull out of Stadia because it's not going to be a profitable business like they thought it potentially could have been. And just from my personal pundit standpoint, this is actually more than likely due to Google betting too heavily on Cyberpunk. Yes, that was their big launch title. That was the big game that was supposed to rope everybody in back in April of 2020, after the service barely launched in, September is when Stadia came out, November. So they only had a few months to wait until their big launch title that you could get on this fledgling platform came out. But then by the time Cyberpunk came out, Stadia was already a year old. Cyberpunk was tremendously underwhelming and performed terribly on anything besides the latest and greatest high-end hardware on a PC. And so it just led to this overwhelming garbage reception all around, and Stadia not knowing how to market it, making it so that if you purchase the $60 game from them on Stadia, you then got like $100 physical hardware bundle. It just didn't make any sense. It wasn't gonna go anywhere. Google doesn't know what they're doing. I have a hard time believing that Stadia is gonna survive 2021 if this is how we're starting out February 1st with them shutting down their game studio. I think it's only a matter of time because running the servers has got to be costing them a lot more than the game development. But it's not all bad news in the Google department, and we've also got some confirmation that they are continuing to roll out their A/B testing of full desktop dark mode, especially on the search stuff. This has been kind of cropping up for some users, but apparently within the past few days, it's been just rolling out more and more, and that just looks so good. More dark mode's a good thing. Google, continue to do this. I appreciate this. Stadia, not so much. Dark mode on everything? Heck yes. But the game streaming service that I do appreciate, GeForce Now, is actually rolling out to more platforms. They've got Chrome and M1 based Macs are now available for GeForce Now. You can now do it in the Chrome browser as well as on Apple M1 Macs. Where can you not play on an RTX enabled GPU? On the moon at this point, but Starlink's working on that. Staying on the Apple side of things, Apple's iCloud passwords extension for Chrome on Windows is now available. This is a huge deal because this means that the password manager that a lot of people are tied down to on Apple is now able to work like seamlessly with a Chrome extension on Windows. I know that this is actually one of Reece's biggest things. He uses keychains for a lot of stuff, and not having those passwords easily available on Chrome on Windows was a hindrance from him swapping over. So now you have no excuse, Reece, come join us. It's kind of a big deal. What's also a big deal is that in the iOS 14.5, they're going to have a beta that allows you to unlock your iPhone with your mask on your face using Face ID. However, this is only in conjunction with you continuing to wear an Apple Watch because it's a less secure way of doing it. It's less reliable. So it needs a secondary authentication to make sure that it is you. So you'll feel a haptic buzz on your wrist when your phone's unlocked for it to let you know that your phone has been unlocked, especially if like the upper brow ridge of your face is not particularly well defined and different from other people. I know I have a very distinct one, so my phone's going to be okay, except for I have Touch ID, so that doesn't matter. And Tesla is looking to touch more of your cars because they're now officially sort of still unofficially committing to doing collision repairs in more of its service centers. This is something that they kind of already offered, but now they're offering even more, I suppose, where they're going to start fixing things in-house, including things like suspension and axle damage, as opposed to shipping this off to a repair facility. Now Tesla can actually do more of that themselves. Speaking of the future of smart cars, Ford announcing its partnership with Android Auto starting in 2023, the beginning of a strategic partnership with them working together. I'm okay with this. I'm also not okay with this. I've used CarPlay and Android Auto, and they're not good. They're not spectacular. And so I really hope this isn't like an Android Watch situation, because Android Watch is terrible. But now it's in my car and I use that to drive. We'll see. I've been in cars that offer both, and it's such an underwhelming experience. I'd rather connect my phone over Bluetooth than have to deal with the touchscreen that sucks on whatever car I'm buying. Speaking of sucking, that's apparently what the privacy policy on WhatsApp is, and they have now used the stories in WhatsApp to let you know, hey, you thought we were doing bad things with your data? No, we're not owned by Facebook or anything. We're everything. You can trust us because there's been misinformation and confusion. We at WhatsApp have never been found guilty of selling your data to companies that you didn't explicitly agree to sell to. That's never happened in the history of WhatsApp. And you know, our daddy Facebook, he's not us, okay? We're different. This is a huge embellishment on what was actually said, but you get my gist. And Amazon's gonna get more of your gist in the palm of your hand with them rolling out more palm readers for their Amazon Go checkouts, because they said that this was such a success that just biometric scanning to make sure it's you while you pay at their store. They said that they already have it on their Madison and Minor stores and will expand to 2 additional locations in the coming weeks. And just, you know, everybody's worried about microchips being put in them, but did you ever think you were the microchip? Didn't think so. Don't know why I didn't put this near the smart cars, but let's more smart car information. Apparently Hyundai is agonizing over the decision to be Apple's electric car manufacturer. This is something that has been kind of in the rumor mill, that Hyundai is going to be the company that's actually going to be manufacturing the cars on behalf of Apple. But according to reports that are coming out, they're worried that they would become just like Foxconn, which is the company that produces a lot of the boards that go into the iPhones. And so Hyundai don't want to do that, and they want to be known for what they're doing, but they could also use the cash, and then they could also get some of Apple's technology, and it would be a beneficial partnership. It's the whole, you know, angel and devil on your shoulders type of thing, or angels and devils on your screen in a TV show. Supernatural, is that a relevant TV show for you kids? It just finished, right? Anyways, Netflix is getting a sleep timer on Android, so you can tell it when to shut off automatically instead of you waking up and realizing, hey, do you want to keep watching? Yes, Netflix, I'm sad and lonely. Why didn't you play all night? Well, now you can 15-minute increment sleep timers on Netflix. Before I put you to sleep, I'm gonna end this episode of Hot News right there. Thank you so much for watching. We've got another episode coming for you later today, so get subscribed, hit the like button on this video. We'll bring you more tech news as it continues to happen. I'm Brett, you've been Hot Newsed. This is a good day for America and the rest of the world. And Amazon's going to get more of your gist. Don't like it. Don't like it.